Okay, here's a four-wheel drive control switch out of a '07 Dodge Ram 2500 extended cab, or what they call the mega cab. And all the lights behind the two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive lock, four-wheel drive low are burned out. They're incandescent bulbs. So we've been upgrading the lighting in the dash with LEDs, so we're going to upgrade this to LEDs also. Now, the first thing we got to do is remove the knob. It pulls right off, and then we'll take it apart on the back side. Okay, here on the back side you can see the part number. So if your four-wheel drive control switch is the same number as this, then this upgrade procedure will work for you. But underneath this label, and I've already pulled it back, is a little T9 Torx. And so we got to take that out here. Let me get that out. And once we get our Torx out, we've got four little locking tabs on each side. You got to be very careful with these or you will break these tabs. So just kind of pry out a little bit on it while you're pulling up on one corner, and then go to the other one, pry out a little bit, and then pull up. Then once you get it loose, you can lift it out. But be careful not to bend it, or you'll bend all your little connectors that come through here for the plug. And once we get it broke loose, you pull her out like so, and separate it from the main piece here. Like I say, you got to work with to get those pins loose. And here's the back of the circuit board. And then on the front you've got this knob, and these are little spring-loaded pieces that falls within the cam inside there. So you want to remember, if you have the lights in the two-wheel drive position, which I recommend, be sure to remember that when you go to put it back together. But here you'll just take and pull this knob straight up, and it comes off. And then we reveal where our LEDs are at, or incandescent bulbs are at. Okay, here are our incandescent bulbs, and they're surface mounted, soldered on there. And what I'm using is a little bitty T9C Weller 12-watt soldering iron with a pencil tip. And you just want to go in here and just lightly touch that, and then kind of pry up a little bit, and then go to the other side, lightly touch it, and then it'll come off. So let me get that done and I'll bring you back. Okay, as you can see, we got them off the circuit board here, and of course, and this, like I say, is surface mount, because the resistors up here are also surface mount. And here's the little bulbs that we brought out. Okay, now, incandescent bulbs, it doesn't matter about the polarity of which way they go in, either way, but on LEDs, it does matter. You have a positive and a negative. So what I did, I went out in the vehicle and just plugged this circuit board up, and then took my LEDs in there and touched their little 12-volt LEDs, so you do not have to have an external resistor. And so I touched the wires to this to see will it light up, and then I reversed it and then see whether it would light up or not. And I'll show you what the polarity is on this, and I'll bring you back. Okay, and I made a drawing after I checked the polarity on it, and where the first light would go, this one is positive and this one is negative. And then on the other two and through there, this one is positive, this one is negative, and this one is positive, and this one is negative. And we'll get our LEDs out next. Here's the LEDs that he got off of Amazon. 50 pieces. They're 12 volt, 3 millimeter white LEDs. And here they are, those little bitty suckers. As far as the polarity goes, you see you've got one long leg and one short leg coming off the LED. And if we look at their sketch right here, that's what the LED is going to look like. The short leg goes up, and there's a larger area inside that LED. If you got a good magnifying glass or real good eyeballs, then you have your long leg. Well, the long leg is the positive of that. So just remember that when you go to put it in, and of course when you go to cut them to fit into the circuit board, then just remember the little bitty part is the positive and the big area is the negative. Okay, we got them all on here, and you can see I bent the legs over, and then I cropped off the excess and held it in there with the proper polarity. So now we just put it all back together. Okay, so what we got to do is squeeze those two tabs back in and put it back in there. And on the front side, you want the flat part of that knob facing towards the two-wheel drive, because we did not change the position of this. Layer down inside here. Now it's a little springy on this side. That's because of the towing button right there that you put it in there. It'll unlock everything when you're towing a vehicle behind another vehicle. But anyway, so we've got a little filler washer right here. It goes right here on this side there. Then when we put the back on, we'll go back and put our screw back in here. Okay, we finally got it back together. You can't really tell in the daylight, but it lights up really nice. It's off, on, and finally a night shot. Hey, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you got any questions or comments, drop us a line down in the comment box. I want to thank you for watching, and if you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button. I'll enjoy the company. Y'all come back now, you hear?